There should be a timekeeper. Other sports have it, and
there's a massive digital clock.
The clock stops working when the ball goes dead. So then we'd get rid of all that time wasting.
The average amount of time that a ball is in play in a Premier League game is 62.5 minutes.
All right. Well, let's have half-an-hour halves, but the clock stops every time the ball goes dead.
Do you want a hooter?
And a hooter?
No, I don't like a hooter. Oh, I also I don't want a hooter.
In the rugby league, you don't know when the hooter's coming. You don't know when the game's going to finish.
No, I don't want a hooter.
At Arsenal, if we can bring in Arsenal, there's a clock, and there's always been clocks. It used to be illegal. They had to smuggle it in.
Clocks were illegal.
You weren't supposed to have a clock at the ground when they first introduced
it.
In
the 1930s.
Yes, just after. Anyway, now...
Are you sure you didn't dream this?
The time clocks... The time ticks down.
Mate, do you want to buy a clock?
The time clicks down for 45 minutes, and then they tell you how many minutes have been added on.
They do.
And then the clock stops working. So the only time you want to know how long to go is when they don't tell you.
Do you ever watch the game where you just sit there in a huff going, why isn't that referee in a big chair? Why isn't that clock working now when I need the clock?
The time thing is definitely a good
The whole thing is like that, because if you look on the websites of the major broadcasters, when you any goal that's scored after 90 minutes is scored in the 90th minute.
Yeah.
So you can have... We got beat by Hartlepool, who scored 2 goals in the 90th minute. Well, that's not physically possible. Can't score 2 goals. But that's because they stop. They don't say you scored in the 92nd.
Well, OK.
Don't take it personally. You were beaten. You were roundly beaten by Hartlepool. Yes.
I mean, they also say they might add 2 minutes of injury time in the first half and then 4 minutes in the second half. But it's always the 94th minute. It's never the 96th minute, which is what it is correctly. But the truth is...
I see what you're doing there. Yes, but mathematically.
Yes, but who cares?
No, I care. I've got a solution, or ripped off from other sports. It's perfectly possible to then that fourth official could have something to do rather than holding up a board that gives this arbitrary amount of time. Nobody even knows what it relates to.
It's a minimum of 4 minutes, isn't it? Or whatever it is.
Well, whatever it is, but you don't need to. There's an accurate way of doing it. The ball goes dead. Then we wouldn't have all those arguments booing the goalkeeper for moving the ball from one side to the other before he does his goal
But we like
kick.
booing the goalkeeper. One of my favourite moments last year was Robin van Persie squaring up to Tim Krul in the Newcastle game for wasting time.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoyed it.
Then what happened?
And then what happened?
Robin van Persie's gone to another club.
Then he left. Thank you so much.
Tim Krul,
it's also the most pompous announcement.
Yeah.
The fourth official has signalled...
Indicated.
Indicated. What do you mean he's indicated? He's held up a board. He's not done sign language. It's not mime. He hasn't indicated he's done that.
And typically that board costs thousands and thousands of pounds, which they could do with a thick marker pen. They could hold that up.
But they could spend it on hospitals.